Good evening, everybody. This is Shanka Ponsley, and I am streaming live tonight for the first time from San Antonio for the first time this year. And the main purpose of doing this is that I want to review my professional goals that I had set for 2016. In case you are wondering what those were, you can see them down here. It was number one, get more traffic on my personal website. On my professional website. Number two is adopt a development workflow with Docker. Number three was public speaking in general. And number four is help more women and girls become developers. I won't do this for too long tonight, so let's go quickly over those points and see how I did. Number one, get more traffic on my website. So when I last looked in December 2015, I had 4,234 users that had visited my website in that year. And more specifically, what I also looked at was the bounce rate. I had a bounce rate of 86.48%, and that's very high. What is a bounce rate? You actually want that to be low. A bounce rate means that someone just stays for a very short time on your website, is not really too interested in what you do, so they just don't stay very long on your website. So I set that goal to go down to 75% from 86 to 75. And I actually made a better improvement than I had hoped with that. When I last looked at my statistics, December 2016, I actually had a lot less visitors, but my bounce rate had dropped to about 63%. And that is enormous, because what that means is that less people have come to my website, but certainly the people who came were more interested in looking at what I had to say. And I can tell you that on average, people stayed 20 seconds longer on my website. Now that may sound a little, but if you think about how much more time people really need to read your website to have a 20% increase in session duration, that really is a very good indicator for me. And I have decided that going forward, I want to focus on those numbers. Do I really write something that is relevant for people? Do I capture people? That seems to be more important than attracting the huge numbers. Okay, so number two, adopt a development workflow with Docker. That's very technical. I'm just briefly going to touch on that. So as you know, websites and web applications need a space online where they live, and typically we refer to that as hosting. So hosting is a way of defining and setting up a computer so that it can store a website and serve it to the world. Docker is a relatively new technology where instead of having one hosting server per website or one server that has lots of small subdivisions of shared hosting, you create a container that you can spin up within seconds, and that is built on top of a Linux kernel. And what that does is that it is very easy to replicate these production or development environments. So it is easy for developers, but there's also a lot of advantages for the website owner. But again, this is all very technical, and I did not make any progress in that point. So I still think that containerization is going to be very important in web application development in the future, which is why I will keep that item on my list. I will hope that I can attack that in 2017, even though I was not able to look at it at all last year. So let's move on to the next point, public speaking. I have clearly done a lot of effort in public speaking. I did not join a Toastmasters club as I had intended because I was way too busy, But what I did do is quite a lot of live video streams, such as this one. You can see those on my Facebook page, and you can also see those on my YouTube channel. So really I made a lot of progress, and I think that video was huge in 2016. It's only going to be bigger next year and in the future on top of virtual reality. So make sure you jump on that train so that you can harness that power of providing good information through video. A lot of people are still too shy to really use the tool. So the earlier you kind of jump on that trend, the more benefit you will have from it. And last but not least, very important to me, was help more women and girls become developers. And I really can't say that I did a lot of things that contributed to that goal. For instance, I started teaching a boot camp that was not specifically only for women, but I was happy to see that 50% of my students were female, and in that way I was able to contribute to that goal. Also, there is an organization here in San Antonio, Women Learning to Code, that I have started to kind of volunteer with, to just be a mentor or be there for women and girls and just give them general indications and tips on how to get started on this journey in web development or just multimedia. This is just a field that really entails a lot of different skill sets, and I happen to be very interested in dealing with them and also teaching them. That is pretty much what I have to say about my professional goals for 2016. Again, I'm going to keep number 2 in the list for this year, but I have yet to define my goals for my additional goals for this year, so you will find those sometime in the future on my website. For now, this is the first time I have used this exciting software to stream this video live, and I hope you have enjoyed it and you will be here next time I record such a video. For now, you have a good evening, and I will see you very, very soon here on my Facebook page. Please take a moment to like it if you haven't done that yet. Please go to my website, shankxwebdev.com, or if you want to go and use an alias, software.sa.com. Very easy to remember, software.sa.com. And in the top right corner of my website, you can find all the links to all the social media platforms out there. Again, thank you for having been with me, and you have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.